Hello. How are you,
Hello.
man? This is quite surreal because you might be the first Indonesian photographer that I know of.
Really?
Yeah, you were.
How?
I had a friend when I started doing photography. I bought the X100V
Mm.
before everything blew up. And a friend of mine actually went, "Hey, check out this guy." And yeah, so I was actually thinking earlier, and yeah, you might be the first Indonesian photographer that I know of. So yeah, it's quite surreal, man.
Wow.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank
How are
you.
you, man?
Good, good. Yeah, I just had a long day. I had a shooting with Samsung.
Right,
Yeah,
nice,
like
nice,
for
nice.
for some yeah, like I feel that nowadays smartphones they use a lot of photographers, don't you think so? I think you
Yeah, yeah,
experience the same thing as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah. I did as well. Yeah,
Uh,
it's quite scary, isn't it? The quality that
mm-hmm,
comes from phones nowadays.
mm-hmm.
Which brings me to something that I don't understand, where a lot of places here they allow smartphones but not cameras.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
think about it, like smartphones now has amazing telephotos
yeah.
and they can reach more than normal camera in a way.
120 times zoom, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So
Yeah.
like if you want to do something creepy, it's actually maybe you can,
Yeah.
yeah, like it's I don't know, like I don't know what people are thinking about why they don't allow cameras to be
Yeah.
more accessible everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually free promotion for some of those
I
places,
know.
cafes, and stuff like that. I actually experienced a quite an unfortunate event
Mhm.
in a place where it's supposed to promote creativity
Mhm.
and art hub, and I got stopped for using a camera, which is weird.
Mhm.
Anyway.
But I think it's the same thing in Bali. Like we have a lot of places where
Mhm.
you need to pay for pre-wedding photo shoots.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Whereas if I took those photos, that place would be promoted.
Yeah, that's true.
And
Yeah.
they're just making it people hard to promote their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which brings us to the topic of maybe wedding photography. We'll talk about street photography later because,
Mm.
from what I understand, you might be a street photographer first before a wedding photographer, if I'm not mistaken.
Back in the day, I think they call it like human interest
That's
photography.
true.
I didn't know what street photography was. I didn't
Right,
know who
right,
Alex Webb was. I didn't know
right.
who Sol Later was. I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah.
who Daido Moriyama was. So I think back then I only knew Steve McCurry and Sebastião Salgado.
Ah, nice.
So they're
Yeah,
they're more like portraits, more environmental portraits,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
That's
where
true.
I get my influence from. So for me, like a photograph in the streets is people just looking at the camera with a tight or maybe medium lens, and
Mhm.
that's all I knew. I didn't know about layering and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, wedding photography.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
We got off
it's all
topic.
right, man. You've been traveling
Hmm.
around. Um, what are the differences? Why? What are the differences that you experience when you are doing your photography in Indonesia and overseas? What are the biggest things that you've noticed?
What I feel in Indonesia, weddings are more like for a show. So a lot of people are involved, a lot of people are supporting the event from MCs, from people behind the scenes. And it's like one wedding, it needs the whole village
Right.
in a sense to support a wedding in Indonesia. Whereas in overseas, I feel it's a more intimate event where people who are helping you out are actually your family, your friends.
Right.
So
Interesting.
there are no wedding planners, and in a way, it makes it more casual, more relaxed.
Right.
Whereas in Indonesia, where they need all that support to feel casual, to feel relaxed, but overseas, they don't have much support, but they're more intimate. They're more surrounded by people that really means something
Okay.
to them. Yeah.
Right.
And for as a photographer, I feel that it's more easier to take unguarded moments
Right.
because you're just being yourself in front of people that you know. Whereas in Indonesia, it's all strangers, and sometimes people are just very more uptight in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I noticed as well that some of your photographs, especially wedding photographs as well, you do take a lot of candid
Hmm.
photographs instead of posed. yeah, stand in a group, 1, 2, 3, smile, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
You know, even you take even some of the ceremonies, some of the more crucial moments in a different angle and a different perspective. Is that by design, or is that you doing it with intent? And what happens to the more formal, compulsory photographs?
Because I've been doing this for almost 16 years, for the
Right.
more formal compulsory shots,
Yep.
I do it with, in a way, my eyes closed. Like, I don't think about that, but I nail the shot.
All right.
But for me, shooting the candid moments are more intentional. And in the long run, let's say the more post shots, the more conceptual shots, they look cool now. They're more trendy now.
Yeah.
But in the long run, if you see like all the famous photographs in the past, they're all more documentary. They're all more like real moments. That's
Yeah, yeah.
something you really remember in the long run. Maybe 30, 40 years after your wedding, you still remember the moment, not the way you pose, in a
That's true.
way.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, if you see a photograph when you're posing for something cool, what is the memory behind that? Is it, oh, do you remember when we took that photo? We had to stay still for 30 minutes to get the shot. That's the memory you have. But if you shot something, when you when you have a photograph of you just enjoying something with your friend, or maybe your let's say your uncle just slipped and everyone laughed, it's something you remember collectively together.
All right.
So yeah, there's more memories in more candid shots, I feel.
Okay. Right.
Mm.
Doesn't it give you a lot more pressure though, just going instead of just handing in a bunch of safe photographs?
Um, if I wanted to do just safe shots, I
Yeah.
could do that,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't enjoy photography as much
That's true.
because it becomes more of a chore where you do the same thing
Yeah.
over and over again. Whereas candid and street shots on a wedding, you don't know what you will get at the end of the event. You don't go to a wedding knowing what kind of street shots you're gonna get. It's same like you're doing street photography in a way.
I think am I right in saying that you position yourself as you identify more fun moments in those events rather than, a wedding is a lot of pressure. A wedding is, especially in Indonesia anyway, it's a lot of ceremony where everything is quite serious and uptight, like you said. And I noticed that you position yourself to capture more fun moments in those areas. It's very intriguing. It's very, very interesting. And I can't imagine it to be easy as well.
Yes, it's definitely harder than just shooting the, what do you call that? The main events of a wedding, because main events of a wedding, you know the exact time when it's going to happen, whereas the moments in between, you need to always be present in the wedding, which is actually harder to do.
Yeah. 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 So where does that influence come from? What inspired you to start shooting that way?
I just wanted to shoot something different.
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to do what everyone else is doing. And for me, there's just a specific number of photographers who are just focusing on real candid moments.
Yeah.
People kissing is not real candid moments in a way. It's like it's already designed to happen.
You make Kiss the Bride. It's
Yeah.
already planned.
It's always planned, but like you don't know when they're gonna cry with their parents just on the side of the room. You don't know when that happens. But if you keep a sense of awareness of everything, you'll find it in a way. It's like street photography.
Yeah.
You don't know when the person will go pass through a certain shape or light, but if you do it all the time, you just have the instinct that someone's gonna pass that.
Right.
If that makes sense for you.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah. How did the first conversation with the first couple go though? I'm going to do pictures like this. That must have been quite
No,
weird.
actually, the thing is, we talk about why a lot of people cannot shoot like me.
Mhm.
Because when I started, I was 19. I was fearless. I didn't know what to
Right.
do. I don't need money. I just want to create shots that I love.
Mhm.
So that's probably the difference with me than other photographers, where when I do things in the beginning, I didn't have a plan of, oh, is everything going to be fine?
Right.
Is my camera going to, what do you call that? Is my investment coming back
Okay. Right.
after buying a camera? Because I see people now, they think about that. Like, if I buy a camera, in how many months should I have my return of investment
Yeah, that's true.
back?
Yeah.
Whereas for me, like, I just want to buy a 5D Mark II
Yeah.
and not leaving anything else in my bank account when I was 19.
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I am still living with my family, and that's probably what helped me to be more interested in doing things that are different from any other person or
Yeah.
any other photographer.
5D Mark II at 19 is quite amazing actually, because that was, I think when you posted, you recently bought another one,
Yeah.
didn't you?
Yeah. I bought it for 3 million rupiah, so it's
Which is ridiculous,
yeah.
isn't it? Do you remember how much it cost when you bought it?
It cost I think with lens 25 or 26 million
Which was a lot of
without
money.
inflation, yeah,
Yeah,
back in 2010.
yeah. Which was
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
money back then.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So yeah, 5D Mark II. I think I also sort of
But like it's not that I had money to buy 5D Mark II straight away.
yeah,
So I started with a D40X, which is 5 million back then.
yeah,
Then I had some money from projects using that entry level camera,
yeah.
and I bought a D300S, and I earned more money from there.
Oh
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I won like a photography competition and earned like 6 million. So I sold the D300S Nikon, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
bought the 5D Mark II.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like, oh, I have the money for this camera straight away.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I think the lesson from that was that fearlessness
Mhm.
and was a huge part of you of shaping how you shoot as well. You know, instead of
Yes.
you bring up quite a good point where people really sort of like
Think too much or
think
overthink
too
in a way.
much. Yeah,
Yeah.
think so much about
Mm.
when I'm going to get my investment back and what have you. Yeah, we're not going to talk about undercharging, but
Mhm.
anyways, right. So the first time, wedding photography here in Indonesia,
Mhm.
you are not just a wedding photographer. You're known as Govinda before you're known as a wedding photographer, if you get what I mean.
Yes.
I am talking about a very, very powerful brand, probably one of the strongest brands in wedding photography in Indonesia. How did that come about? Did you, when you started out, when was the point where you went, right, I'm going to brand myself? When did that start?
I think it comes seamlessly because when I started, I was just oh no. Before I started wedding photography, I was known as a human interest photographer as a teenager. Like
Yeah.
people around me, they know me. Like I shot like people in the streets. I shot like portraits of people in the streets. That's how people know me first. That's how I, in a way, have my first small fan base. And then I became a wedding photographer. And then when I became a wedding photographer, I I felt like if I was just known as a wedding photographer, I would be the same as everyone else. So after like 3 or 4 years being in the industry, I decided to do a solo trip to Nepal and Morocco
Right.
as I think a 23-year-old. So it's
Right.
why I was fairly young,
Mm.
and because of that, I gained a decent amount of followers. So in back in the day, like I started traveling with 900 followers, and I went back with 7,000,
That's a lot.
which is in 2014. That's quite a huge bump
Yeah.
of followers back then. Then that's when people started to notice, oh, Govinda is a photographer who is not just doing weddings, but also a traveler. That's why I gained a lot of clients who want to travel with me.
Oh,
Because
interesting.
if you're talking about destination wedding photographers, if you're just starting out and you just put, okay, I shoot weddings in Japan, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, but you never show that you're a traveler, people wouldn't trust you.
Okay.
So you need to show it first, or fake it till you make it, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So traveling destination
Yeah,
weddings.
that's a part of my branding as well. So
Yeah.
because I travel so often
Mhm.
since that solo trip, I feel that people could relate to me more than just a wedding photographer. So clients who come to me also are travelers who are also fond of adventures and going places to some places where not a lot of people go to, like Nepal, for instance,
Mhm.
or maybe Myanmar or somewhere else in the world. Yeah,
What's the most random place you've ever been requested to go?
I've shot in Mongolia, so it's very random because not a lot of people go there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So my couple, they told me that they met they both met there as solo travelers and wanted to do a pre-wedding shot there. So
Right.
it's all connected in a way. I'm a traveler, they're a traveler, and they wanted to trust a photographer that could travel and knows how to travel, and that's how we all gel together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's very interesting.
Mm.
You also, I also noticed that you do a lot of collaborations as well,
Mm-hmm.
um, overseas and local as well.
Yeah.
How important do you think those collaborations are when you're building your brand?
I think it's very important
Yeah.
to build collaborations, not only collaborations, but just to network with people in general.
Yep.
So for me, I have a lot of friends in Malaysia, in Singapore, even in Europe and Australia. I connect with them all the time. So if they have friends or people who wanted to do weddings in Bali, they would recommend me because they trust me and I trust them as well. So I
Yeah.
think that's very important. Wherever you go, just try to meet the local photographers in that certain place, and it'll go far.
To be honest, I was actually looking at your events. You
Mm-hmm.
just had an event, I
Yeah.
think. I don't remember where, unfortunately. I apologize. But the thing that really struck me the most is that I think it was more than just this is how you do a photography event.
Mm.
It was a lot of, like you said, networking,
Yeah.
meeting new people,
Mm-hmm.
building new relationships. Um, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't Bali, but
Yes, it's in Bali.
you had like quite a lot of people from overseas coming
Yep.
into Bali. And to be quite honest, that's the way to do a workshop.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we have a lot of workshops that are just, this is photography, this is how you do photography, and
Mm-hmm.
what have you. Um, you also sort of like the amount of people you meet. Has that affected, changed the way you do photography as well?
Yes, in a way, I don't want to brag, but
Yeah.
because I know a lot of different photographers, I know how different photographers think beyond my circle of friends.
Hmm.
That's how I develop as who I am today.
Right.
So I try to learn what other people do in other countries, in other cultures, and that's how it makes my branding different than most photographers here in Indonesia.
Right.
Whereas in Indonesia, like they all are just part of my language, but they're all in their safe zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it,
But to be fair, it's very easy to be in a safe zone. It's called a safe zone for a reason,
mm,
though. So I don't think there's anything. Yeah, you wouldn't go far, but there's nothing wrong to stay in the safe zone
there
sometimes.
is not, but
Yeah,
like if you're complaining that you're not standing out,
that's true.
whereas you're still in the safe zone, then that's the problem.
Yeah.
If you're in the safe zone and you're not complaining and you're just happy with what you're earning, then it's fine. But if you're in the safe zone but you're always complaining, oh, why is my value in photography not increasing? But you're just there, you're not going anywhere. So how do you want to improve if you're
Right.
just there?
Right. Yeah. Again, you said you started when you were what, 19,
Mm-hmm.
right? Just a few tips about maybe self-branding for not only wedding photographers, even so, it applies everywhere. It doesn't only apply to photography, it applies to every single aspect of life nowadays where you need powerful branding yourself. I really think it's a way forward. Any tips on how to start from zero? How do you think you would start nowadays?
Don't try to be anyone else but you. That's the first tip.
That's difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like people always try to be someone else first,
Right.
but they don't know that the best value in yourself is first being yourself.
I went through that. I try to be a lot of people actually. But I don't know, just this is my opinion anyway. Just tell me if I'm wrong. I am the product of copying multiple people.
And it's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Maybe like it's okay to copy people, but you need to copy things that suits your personality.
Right.
If you're trying to copy someone who, let's say, you're not comfortable in shooting birds, but you're trying to copy them.
Yeah, that's a problem.
And then you try so hard to be that person, whereas in deep inside yourself, you're not that person.
Right.
But let's say if you're a sociable person and you're trying to copy a photographer who is outgoing, upbeat, and you're trying to copy them and try to put some of their personality or their style into you, then it's fine because it suits you.
Right.
So that's what I meant. Like, don't try to be someone else who isn't yourself first.
Right. Right. Yeah. It really affects the style that I shoot in.
I see a lot of people trying to copy me, but they don't know me. They don't know who I am as a person. So they just try to copy the style, but it gets tiring for them because it's not who they truly are.
I think it's very different from what people post on Instagram because a lot of the references nowadays, Instagram, I've seen a case where it was unbelievable, man. Someone was carrying a printed picture, trying to copy the same picture from that reference, so with the same angles, the same sort of stuff. It was quite sad, but yeah, copying other people. I think, personally, anyway, it's very easy for me, anyways, because I might not have the same amount of responsibilities as you do to clients and what have you. I like to copy, sort of like learn different styles of photography. I like to learn different, probably editing styles, probably shooting styles and what have you, through other people. Yeah, it certainly shaped the way I shoot now. But I think from what you were saying earlier, that it's all right to copy your heroes. Just don't copy something that you don't like or you don't really intend
Maybe
to
you think it's cool, but when you're doing it, are you happy doing it?
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true. Which brings us to Instagram, which brings us to social media. There's a lot of photographs every single day. There's a lot of references every single day. I would dare say it's very saturated nowadays. How do you find your own style in that massive amount of pictures?
The first thing I do is I don't scroll to see other people's work on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel that Instagram, like they're always showing something similar or something that we see once. They always push it to us again and again and again.
Right.
So we don't see anything beyond what the algorithm is showing us. Let's say I like a photograph of Dido. They'll show me all these black and whites all the time.
Yeah.
But they won't show me a photo of, let's say, Soul Later because it's a whole different genre than Dido. That means I'm missing out this piece of reference or a person to study. So that's why I try to go more towards exhibitions and books. That's where we're not pushed by the algorithm.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting. Yeah, you see one picture, you like it, and it will show you 10 more of the same similar pictures, doesn't it?
You don't see others beyond that. Same like politics. Like
That's
you see
true.
one side and then that's all you see,
Yeah, that's true. Are you pressured at all though? You see, wedding photography, especially, there are trends. A few months back, or probably a year or two back, there's this blurry trend of
Yeah,
photography.
that's flash, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you go for those trends? Are you obligated to follow those trends in wedding photography?
Oh, I would like to try, but if I'm not enjoying it, then I won't.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
If
Right.
there's a trend of black and white, I
Mhm.
would love it because I love black and white photographs.
Yeah.
If there's a trend that uses tilt and shift lens, I love it because I love using tilt and shift lens. But
Yeah.
if the trend is something that I do not align to, I wouldn't join that trend.
Right. Right.
Mm.
So, um, it's safe to say that you do what you love to do
Yeah.
and nothing else.
Yeah. Like the trend right now, there's some trends of doing more candid shots. I love that because that's me.
That's you. Yeah.
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 So for me, I'll just wait until the trend hits what I'm doing or what I do best. Then I'll be happy, you know.
Does it work though?
Yeah.
Does it? Do you feel affected though by the industry if the trend is not in your favor? For example, do you feel pressured though?
No, because I don't know about you. Do you always follow trends or not?
Sometimes, yeah. It's the unfortunately when you're chasing, especially
No,
today.
not when creating something.
Right.
But let's say movie wise,
Right.
if it's trending like the genre that you don't like, will
No.
you follow it?
No, absolutely not.
That's the answer for me. Like
Right.
there's always people who don't follow the trend.
Okay.
And that's where my niche comes in. That's where those are the people that I'm targeting to.
Right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're not abundance, but there's always people who always wants to not follow the trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Let's touch on human interest photography, street photography, what have you, just photography in general,
Yeah.
or even travel photography. I want to take it back to how you started at all. What triggered you to pick up a camera to start doing photography at all?
So my dad is a painter.
Right, interesting.
Yeah. But the but is I couldn't draw.
Okay.
Yeah, he tried to teach me his techniques, his drawing style, but I just couldn't draw like a straight line.
Right.
So that's why I picked up photography, where I could do art without drawing.
Right.
Drawing with light, but it's different, you know.
Yeah. Born and bred in Bali.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I grew up in an artistic household, but for the talent itself, it's not drawing, it's not painting.
Okay.
It's photography. I don't feel that photography is my talent, but it's something that where I can put my creative mind into, like something as a medium.
As a medium. Yeah. And then so you started doing photography, you started shooting a human interest. How did it end up? Why not food photography? Why
Because
not?
the very first photograph, my very first photography book was Africa by Sebastião Salgado.
Right.
Have you seen that
Yeah,
book?
yeah, I did.
Yeah, so in that book, it's all human interest. It's all portraits of people in their environment. So that's where I feel that, oh, this is cool. This is the first cool photographs that I've ever saw. So that's where it took off.
Yeah. Okay. Which is interesting. You have a distinct style of photography, right? Take me probably. We're not going to talk about wedding photography. We're not going to talk about engagement shoots. We're talking about Govinda waking up in the morning, picking up his camera, walking out the house. Take me through your thought process of take me through what you look for. Because here's something interesting though. Someone told me that you have a very, very interesting shooting style. I'll tell you later.
Sorry, shooting?
Someone told me that you shoot in a very interesting way, right? But I'll tell you later about his observation. That's actually me trying to remember who it was.
Yeah.
But anyways, take me through you going out the door with a camera, no pressure, nothing. What do you look for? What do you set your scene? How do you plan your day? How do you shoot, basically?
So if we're talking about composition, light, or
Yep.
people, the first thing I look for is light.
Lights.
So that's why I get very unhappy. I get very sad if there's no light.
Right.
Especially like you're from London. I went to London and
Yeah.
it's a gloomy day in London and a sunny day in London.
It's the same thing.
It's very different. So
Yeah.
light always comes first. Like a
Yeah.
beautiful light will always spark something inside me.
Yeah.
Then the second one is people, like a lot of activities or not. I'm looking towards those kind of things. So if there's no light, then I would look for people and their activities.
Right.
And then the third thing is I look for composition. Like I really love although my photos are like more layered and messy stuff, but I really love the subtle minimalistic photographs.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Right.
those are the things I look forward to when I go for a street shoot.
Right.
And yeah, but I always keep myself with an open mind, so I don't have anything specific, and I never know what I would get every time I shoot. And I think that's the fun part for me.
Yeah.
So it's always a surprise.
Yeah. One of your posts that really, honestly, made me think was that you were saying something about shoot everything, like you were an amateur.
Yeah.
Like just don't think, just shoot. You know, yeah. A lot of people nowadays, it's very easy to go into techniques, practice techniques like leading lines, like composition, framing, what have you. Yeah. So you're saying just go ahead, just shoot everything,
Yeah.
aren't you? Yeah.
On a wedding day, for me, I'm very perfectionist, so
Right.
I would get all my composition spot on. So when I do a street photography walk, I try to unwind that. I try to go back to just shooting without thinking too much.
Are there moments though? Are there accidents when you go out on the streets? Are there accidents when you went, hang on a minute, I can do this during a wedding? Have there been those kinds of
like
moments?
people always ask me where my inspiration comes from,
Right.
and they come from the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
like all my compositions, all my new ideas and stuff, sometimes I just find it like there's kids running, chasing each other. That's, oh, maybe I could do that with my couples.
Yeah.
Or just people staring at each other, or just going on a date, and I see what they're doing, observing what they're doing, and those are the things that can what do you call it? Those are the things that I can incorporate into my work.
Right. 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 Yeah. Awesome. Street photography. Anyway, you've done Bali. You've obviously done Jakarta. You've obviously done a lot of places. Where's your favorite place to shoot?
The easiest, I would say, India.
Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
the easiest.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Favorite, maybe not my favorite, but it's definitely the easiest.
Right. Yeah.
My favorite, I don't think I have a favorite. As long as the light is good,
Yeah.
that's
true.
what I remember the most, not the place.
Yeah.
Let's say I've been to London when it's gloomy and when it's sunny. I would remember the sunny part more,
Oh,
although they're the same place.
Yeah. Because they don't come very often.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like Jakarta.
Jakarta.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting.
Interesting you say Jakarta, because I
Yeah.
find Jakarta, maybe I'm staying in Jakarta. Maybe I shoot Jakarta very, very often. Do you feel, you might feel the same? Do you get a bit bored of Bali? Or
Yeah. For me, it's very hard to shoot in Bali.
Really?
Yeah, but there's always this quote that you need to shoot the best where you are. In a way, like you should maximize where you live.
That's true. Yeah.
But it's always challenging.
Yeah.
You always wanted to experience somewhere else.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I agree with you. India is probably one of the easiest places to shoot. It's difficult to get a bad session in India, to be quite honest.
Everyone just poses for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Everyone wants selfies with you. Yeah, even though they don't know who you are. Yeah. Um, right. So inspiration, wedding photography comes from street photography and what have you.
Yep.
Right. Uh, self-branding. We touched on self-branding earlier. Right. The wedding scene right now is very saturated as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cameras are getting more and more accessible right now at this point in time. I'm not going to because this podcast is
Mm-hmm.
sponsored by a camera store.
Yeah.
So what would you start with nowadays? What's the what would you advise people to start with nowadays?
Um, I'll go with the basics.
To go with the basics.
Start with a camera that can shoot until ISO 6400 and
Okay.
usable. That's
Right.
the first step.
Right.
And then you shoot something with a 1.8 and I think you'll be fine.
Yeah,
Either
that's
it's
true.
like a 20, 35, 50, 85. That's the bare minimum to shoot a wedding. And you
Right.
can do that with a very minimum budget, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything that goes to 6400 usable,
Mm-hmm.
3550, 85.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
But
Nice.
for me, I have a question for you. Why aren't you in the wedding industry?
Me. Because I would have no idea on how I would shoot weddings, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, that's my honest answer. I wouldn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think you need to be really passionate about
True. Yeah.
what you're doing. And I'm just not interested in weddings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think it's different with you because you talk about you doing what you love doing and doing nothing else. And at a certain level, you enjoy weddings as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could say so. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not in the wedding industry because I don't enjoy it.
Mm.
I would, like you said, I wouldn't be happy doing it.
Yeah, but in a way, there's a lot of people doing weddings
That's
just
true.
for the money.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and that's where I felt the difference in a way. Like it became more saturated because it's for people. It's just a money making job.
You can't deny that it's
Yeah,
one of the.
and that's why you say like it's saturated and everything.
Yeah,
Because they're here just to follow the trend that works.
that's true.
So that's why like in this industry, the wedding industry, like everyone is trying to be something that everyone is doing.
Yeah,
If you get what I mean.
I heard the horrible prices in Bali, man. It was
Bali?
insane. Yeah,
Or around Indonesia.
probably around Indonesia, especially during pre-COVID days where everything was just on the up and up.
Yeah,
Massive amount of tourists in Bali. I think it's getting back to where it was. I heard some nightmare prices. The price wars going on with photographers in Bali was horrid, wasn't it? Yeah. But you can't deny the fact that wedding photography is one of the around the world anyway. Number one, if you're going to go into photography, commercial photography earns you the most money. The second is weddings.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, so right. Let's not talk about business. But anyway, yeah, I agree with you. The money is good. That's what I heard anyway. But then you need to understand. I also understand that the market is saturated.
Yeah.
But most of all, I'm not interested in weddings.
Yeah. That's what I was saying before. Like a lot of people aren't interested, but they're still doing it anyways, just for the money. That's what I meant. Like
I am interested in engagement shoots, though. I am more interested in engagement shoots than the wedding day itself.
Pre-wedding in
Pre-weddings,
Indonesia,
yeah.
like they know it as pre-weddings.
Yeah. In Indonesia, pre-weddings. Do you think it's possible being a pre-wedding photographer and not being a wedding photographer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 100%.
Yeah, because I can do portraits. I can do all right portraits. I'm not saying I'm brilliant at them. I'm just saying that it's a lot more interesting.
No, it's a different, what do you call it? A different commitment doing weddings than pre-wedding shoots or engagement shoots in a way. Like you're in wedding photography, you need to be on all the time. You're
Right.
not just taking photos, but you're also socializing. You're also a director. Like you direct people. You shoot candidates. You shoot mostly everything. You shoot still life also. So weddings is like the whole package
The whole package.
in
Yeah.
one. So it's definitely much stressful shooting weddings than just shooting portraits.
Right.
Hmm.
Okay. I have no idea how to shoot a wedding. Uh, Take me through your day, man. Take me through your day of what you shoot, what you. I'm not saying give out your whole day, but
Hmm.
sort of like describe to me the kind of stuff that you have to do as a wedding photographer.
Um, I used to think like wedding, they have a certain structure.
Right.
You need to shoot certain things
Yeah.
that the industry tells you to do. Like you need to take, oh, the groom fixing the bow tie, but in reality, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
No,
No.
because I've seen grooms who felt weird. Like, why should you take photos of this?
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
because we need to ask ourselves, is that photo important to the
Right.
person we're taking?
Right.
Or is it just important to make it into the into a magazine or into a wedding blog? Like these kind of shots are like the industry tells you that you need to have these shots.
Yeah.
Whereas in reality, probably the groom values more a picture of a hug with his dad, not directed, than putting a bow tie, if you get what I mean.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. Yeah. I'm just finding it really interesting because
Yeah.
I've never thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like everything we need, our to-do list on a wedding, is it what our client really wants? Or is it what the industry is telling us to do?
Right.
So
Interesting.
that's where I come in, where I try to think every time I take a photograph, will this photograph be valuable to them, or is it something just the industry thinks it's valuable?
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Do you talk to the clients though, if what do they want, or you just go in blind?
I go in and I read. Like I've been
Right.
doing this job for maybe like 15 plus years, so
Yeah.
I get the gist of what's important and what's not for the couple. For some couple, shooting the dress is important, but for some couple, moments are more important to them.
That's
So
true.
we need to read the room,
Right.
which part is more important to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say if a couple approaches me and say, "Oh, I really spent a lot for the flowers." You know that that's their priority.
Yeah.
But if a couple comes to you and say, my dad just came out from surgery, you know which priority I should do,
Yep.
which is take more photographs of the dad and let's say the bride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very interesting because I
Mhm.
never thought of that. I never actually read anything about take photographs that will be valuable to the clients instead of take photographs that are as Instagrammable, if
Yeah.
I may. You know,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah, that's yeah, interesting.
Just food for thought.
Yeah. Yeah. Which I think perfectly describes your jobs anyway,
Mhm.
You're there to document.
Yeah.
So you're there to document a very, very important moment of their lives. And yeah, that might be the single best piece of advice that you can give people to take photographs that moments that matter to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because everyone has their own priorities.
Right. Yeah.
And sometimes like for me moments matter the most.
Right. Yeah.
But there's always once in a blue moon where couples who come to me feels that their dress is the most important. I would still do that for them. I would still take
Yeah. Yeah.
beautiful photographs of their dress
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah.
So it's for me it always comes back to the couple, which things are most important for them in a
Right.
wedding day, on a
Right.
wedding day.
Right. So you don't have a sort of like a shot list going
No,
in. No, you don't.
I try to do my photographs in a way where it's more personalized for the people I photograph.
Right.
So in a way, most of my photographs will be different from
Yeah.
one another. One client to another, very unlikely to get the same shots.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, there's like styles where there's certain compositions where I go to, but
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for
yeah,
moment
yeah.
wise, there's no two similar moments.
I'm sitting here trying to digest
Mm-hmm.
what you said, just thinking about, just thinking about sort of like it's a different sort of perspective from this sort of thing where, unfortunately, wedding photography is not a, if we're talking about, the internet, it's not a very, very respected sort of
Mm.
photography. Unfortunately,
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
see a lot of people going, I will never be a wedding photographer, just,
Mm-hmm.
but that actually sort of like really increased my thought of
Mm-hmm.
what a wedding photography is, what a wedding photographer is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah, like yesterday actually, I just talked with Anton Ismail,
Right, yeah.
and he told me that weddings plays a big role in our culture,
Yeah.
where we could go deeper into wedding photography,
Yeah, yeah.
where if you see all the best street photographers in the world, they will always have weddings in part of their portfolio.
Hmm.
If you think about it, like Elliot Erwitt,
Yep.
Fan Ho, they have photographs of weddings,
Right.
which is it's actually a bookmark of our culture in a certain period of time.
That's true.
So yeah, it's something important. We should embrace that.
Do you think I should try
I don't know. You could.
it?
I mean, like if people dismiss weddings as something that is not as prestigious as other genres, I
Mhm.
think it's not true, because you see a lot of cultures or signs of times on a wedding day. First, from the gadget they're using. I remember like I shot weddings 10 years ago, they're using iPhone 6,
Yep.
which is we know it's an iPhone 6, and
Yep.
we know, oh, technology has come far since that day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And even like from the the fashion, the cakes that they choose, the venues that they choose, that's all like very specific times of dates or eras in our lifetime.
Yeah. Me personally, I do think that wedding photography is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
For the sole fact that you are documenting one of the most important moments of a couple's life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I always ignore people that goes, yeah, wedding photography this, wedding photography that,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, I recently learned that I learned that, in every single form of the art, there will be challenges. There will be something about it that you will have no idea if you haven't
Mm-hmm.
been into it. Yeah. So, yeah, certainly learned quite a lot from it. What are you going forward with your photography?
Mm-hmm.
Right. What's your do you have anything that you're planning to do? Do you have anything that you are wanting to do going forward? You've been doing it for 15 years,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. It must, is there anything that you're striving for?
Uh, I want to create more photographs that tells who I am.
Yeah.
That's my aim.
Right.
Not only in wedding photography, like in daily life as well.
Mhm.
Like maybe towards exhibitions or books, because I've been in photography for so long. I've
Yeah.
never done a photography exhibition
Oh, you've
before.
never done
Yeah,
one?
no.
No?
So that's the next step for me.
Time for a book, man.
Huh?
You're going to be so pissed
Mm.
off. Time for a book, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've been buying a lot of books, so I don't know which direction where I want to go. Is it
Right.
more educational? Is it more uh my best works or
Right.
something like it's all in a blur right now.
Yeah. I can't believe you've never done an exhibition.
I think group exhibitions I might have, but it's like very sporadic. Like
Right, right, right,
it's not a huge significance for me. Like it's not showing who I am as a photographer.
right.
I think I've done those kind of exhibitions, just submit work and just
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
it gets accepted. Those kind of exhibitions I've done.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's like maybe 10 years ago or more.
I think you should
Yeah.
go for it. I think
Mm-hmm.
you should go for it. Another thing about you is that you've been a judge
Mm-hmm.
in a photography competition and an international
Yeah.
photography competition. How did that impact your work as your as a photographer?
I seen a lot of bad photographs during my judging
Yeah,
process,
yeah.
and I felt that what photographers think are cool, they all think the same way. So it's not special anymore, you know?
All
Like,
right.
yeah, so like from, let's say I need to see 15,000 photos,
Yeah.
but the standouts are only like 100 photos or even less.
Right.
Most of them post or submit something that they've seen in Instagram,
Mhm.
and I've seen it on Instagram, so it's not special anymore.
Okay.
So those that are really special are more like the combination of moments, composition, light.
Hmm.
When it all blends together, then it's creates a special photograph.
Right. Right.
And it's not, there's not a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you steal anything from sort of like, did you steal techniques from people when you're judging, or
No,
did you?
because like the very exceptional photographs,
Yeah.
they're not replicatable.
Right.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you see like even WordPress, WorldPress of winners,
Yeah. Yeah.
you cannot imitate that because it's something that happened and they're at the right place and the moments are perfect and you cannot do that again. That's what I see from the winners of the photography competition that I judged.
Was there anyone that you were pissed off that you didn't take? Was there anything, in those photographs that you were pissed off that you didn't take or something? Because I feel like that sometimes, I just,
I don't feel like that
you know,
anymore. I used to
you
like, oh
used
my
to.
god, I missed the shot. It would
Yeah.
have been so much better. But
Yeah. Yeah.
once I matured as a photographer, it's just a missed shot. I would do something different next time,
Right.
and I
Right.
wouldn't be too fussed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still that way sometimes, man. I just go,
Because
yeah.
the difference of me and let's say a photographer who just started 1 year in a wedding,
Mhm.
when they see something or they're trying to push their idea to something and it didn't happen, they get frustrated.
Yeah.
But for me, like, oh, it's okay if it doesn't work with this couple, probably the idea would work with someone else and I would be fine with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That's
Same
cool.
like street photography. Like if you see the perfect light and you haven't seen the perfect person to pass that light, maybe it's just not your day. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You can stand there for about an hour or something.
Mhm.
The perfect person might just pass and the light just goes away, and
But then the other thing is you're probably just on a subway somewhere and
that's
see
true.
somewhere past the light in a random place and you just it all melts together.
Mhm.
So sometimes you don't need to look for that moment.
Yeah.
It'll come to you.
Right.
So if you miss something, there's something that would happen.
Yeah. So, just probably cliche question to
Hmm.
us. What would you tell your younger self to not do?
Not to change gear too much.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you just need to keep one gear is enough. Like
Yeah.
I've lost a lot of money just by switching systems all the time.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right. So,
I've had like 50 cameras.
not surprised.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
Yeah.
like I've started with Canon. I switched to Nikon.
Mhm.
Didn't like it. Switched back to Canon.
Right.
And then the D750 came out, and I'm like,
Right.
switch again. You know, like
Yeah.
if you just stick to one, it's just fine.
So it doesn't
It
really matter what
doesn't
you
really
use.
matter.
Okay. Right.
Yeah,
As long as you're comfortable using it.
yeah.
Right. Interesting. Right.
That's probably my advice because I could have gone into like Bitcoin or something like that.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
yeah,
true, man.
yeah.
That's true, man. Yeah. Yeah, gear really is something that a lot of people, we never have
But
enough.
that's a bad advice for a camera shop. Sorry, guys.
Well,
But no, like if you're what do you call that? Gear in a way also helps you to find that creative spark for me. So
yeah.
that's one of the reasons I changed gear so much.
Yeah, yeah.
Where trying a new lens or trying a new system would, uh, what do you call that? Unlock something that I've never experienced before. Like from an autofocus lens to a Leica
Yeah.
where you just shoot full manual.
Yep.
There's shots that you cannot do, but there's some things that you can only see when shooting on a manual lens.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to talk about, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it's unhealthy when you're comparing similar gear.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of talk in the internet going, this brand is better than this
Yeah.
brand, this brand is better than this brand, when you're comparing two mostly similar things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone has ever released a bad camera for the past 5 years.
No.
No. So
No.
I agree with you. It doesn't matter. You
No.
know, none of them are bad. Pick up the one you like most, right? But when we're talking about interesting gear, like I was, you were trying out lenses earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I just went, hey, dude, here's something interesting on the Leica system, which is a 75, which is a short telephoto,
Mm-hmm.
seldom used on a rangefinder because they are very difficult to use.
Yeah.
I think it's very important to try out gear like that.
Yep.
I think it's important to experience different tools in the art we love. Like you said, like a rangefinder, it's always something interesting
Mm-hmm.
in them. Even Polaroids, man, even digicams
Yeah.
nowadays, man. It's very interesting. Is there anything you haven't tried yet? Is there anything that you would like to try?
Micro Four Thirds.
Micro Four Thirds, really? Really? You've never tried one?
I tried them once,
Right.
10, 11 years ago, I think. But I don't know, maybe because back then I didn't know how to use it
Right.
because it's very shallow.
Yeah.
So maybe I didn't enjoy it back then. But now, once I knew more about layering and stuff, where layering is way easier when you're using a smaller
Sensor.
because
Really?
there's no separation.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why, like, I feel if I used it now, maybe I know how I would use it.
Okay.
Whereas back then, I wasn't focusing on that. So
Right.
I didn't enjoy it as much back
Right.
then.
What about large format?
Sorry?
Large format film photography.
I don't like slow portraits,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand. I sort of
Yeah,
understand.
it's a matter of personality because I shoot very fast.
Right.
Like I can do an engagement shoot in 5 minutes and I would get the shots that I want.
Right. Right.
Whereas some people spend like 15, 20, 30 minutes on just a very specific shot that they have. I couldn't do that because
Right.
I was I was built differently.
Okay.
I don't enjoy taking photos for too long because I like to flow and that sense of movement and sporadic shots. That's where I feel like where I get the most spontaneous and unexpected shots that suits my style.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I'm sort of similar. I
Yeah.
just don't have a lot of patience.
Yeah. Like if you're using large format, you need to talk with them first.
Yeah,
You need
that's
to make
true.
them comfortable.
That's true.
And then when they're comfortable, then you can
Yeah.
click.
It's a
Yeah.
40-minute process for one frame.
I know.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about going forward. We talked about an exhibition.
Mm-hmm.
Talked about might be a book or something. Anything else? Anything that you inspire to do?
Right now, books. Yeah, just books for
Just books.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Just please start, man. Please
Yeah.
just do your book.
Maybe I could use the 75.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah. Right, man. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank
Pleasure
you for
to have
having
you.
me.
Yeah. It's surreal, man. Yeah. Right. Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers,
Thank you.
man.